Guess who? What's up, everyone? So, today's video, I got a theory that's already been talked about, so this won't be anything new. I'm covering this theory because the next two theories I got planned in the next coming weeks all go together, so rather than releasing it in one giant video, I have them broken up in parts for the different theories that go with it. So, on today's theory. If you don't know, Ventus is one of the Wayfinder trio. So before the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, Ven and his friends suffered tragic fates. On Ven's journey, we discover that before being Ericus's apprentice, he was actually Xehanort's apprentice. This all changed when he was defeated by a horde of Heartless summoned by Xehanort to get him to channel the darkness in him. But because Ven failed to do so, Xehanort extracted his darkness, creating Ventus in the process, and also fracturing Ven's heart. To recover, his heart merged with Sora's for the first time, and made a full recovery. After that, he had no memory and Xehanort dropped him off at the land of departure, so the light within him can strengthen enough for one of his plans that he had for Ventus. Throughout his journey, he remembers his past with Xehanort, discovers Ventus is his darkness, and that if the two fight, the Keyblade will be formed. And I'm not talking about the regular Keyblade we see throughout the series, I'm talking about the Keyblade that started the war. You know, the little X blade? Yeah, that one. So, in Birth by Sleep, when the two fought, and by the two I mean Ven and Ventus, Ven rejected the forging of the Keyblade, and in the process, his heart shattered. The shattering of his heart left him comatose, and he was left to sleep in the Chamber of Awakening where Aqua hit him. Around that time of when he fell comatose, he found his way back to Sora's heart again, and to this day it's where it rests. So this theory all came about when Tetsuya released an anniversary art that had Sora, Riku, Kairi, Ephemera, or Ephemer, Scald, and surprisingly, Ventus in his drawing. Since then there's been theories, but things do point to him being possibly a member, so let's get into that. Like I just said, the picture started it all. The picture was an anniversary drawing released for the 3rd anniversary of Kingdom Hearts Key. So the reason this drawing is so important is the fact that Ventus can be seen in the picture. We get why Sora, Riku, and Kairi are there. There are many trios, but they are the main trio of this saga. We get why Ephemera or Ephemer and Scald are there because since this is the mobile game and they are prominent characters, it would make sense for them to be there. But why is Ven there? Better yet, why is he standing closer to Ephemera and Scald? Shouldn't he be near Sora since they have a connection? There isn't too much to explain. We could only make assumptions on why they were placed like this, but this isn't the only drawing with the three together. There is one other, but I think it's an incomplete drawing. So, yeah, we're only left with questions at this point. The main point that I really want to go over is basically Ventus's heart. So if you're familiar with Kingdom Hearts, then you already know I'm talking about the stained glass station, not, a regular beating heart. This is extremely important because one of the areas on the stained glass represents the home world of that person. For Ven, it shows the Keyblade Graveyard. The whole home area I got based off Sora's heart since he's the only heart that we see, and Destiny Island represents his home. So I know it makes no sense for Ven to be from that area since the Dandelions were in Daybreak Town, but Sora's heart gives us something to work with. You see, his heart shows Destiny Islands, but it doesn't really show the islands that the trio either played in or where their mainland is. It's just the ocean, some clouds, and the Paopu fruit trees. So if that's how it's depicted for Sora, then maybe it could be said the same for the Graveyard and Daybreak Town. Daybreak Town is one world, but from the looks of it, it seems to be pretty vast. Since it has a town, a plain, and most likely where the Keyblade War took place. To cement this idea of him being from there, I'm gonna read you one of Xehanort's report. This is report number 9, taken from Birth by Sleep. And I quote, "If I only went far enough, there had to be a world out there in which no one had ever set foot before. And now I know of just such a world. If I become the first to open Kingdom Hearts' door, I can create the next world in which light and darkness exist in perfect equilibrium. So there I stood, with vast knowledge in one gnarled, dying hand, and newfound purpose in the other. the next step was clear. I needed a new vessel. And that's where I met Ventus and made him my pupil. We were destined to meet, and I could sense the potential within him. But the boy was too vain for his own good. I came to the conclusion he was too frail to serve as a vessel, and decided to use him for a second purpose I had in mind. I would remove the darkness from his heart and split him in two. Then I would have my heart of pure light and my heart of pure darkness." End quote. He wrote down himself that he discovered the Keyblade Graveyard after just all those years of no one setting foot there. He met Ventus there, and he split him so he can try one of the ways of achieving the Keyblade. So, the last thing I wanted to go over was his apprenticeship with Xehanort. So, I don't really consider this a point, but I'm putting here sort of food for thought, so that way you can take it as you will. So, we all know Xehanort is a man that plans everything very, very precise. He's got the backup to the backup of his backup. If he's so precise about everything, why would he pick Ven as an apprentice? Well, one of the reasons I just mentioned was to be a vessel, but that didn't really turn out as planned since we got Terra Xehanort. But before Xehanort came to the conclusion that he couldn't use Ven as a vessel, he was training him. Xehanort was trying to get Ven to use his darkness with all kinds of methods, and the thing that ended it all was when he had Ven go toe-to-toe with a horde of Heartless. Because Ven refused to use his darkness, I'm not sure if it's because he couldn't, or if he just really didn't want to, he had lost his heart. Now this got me thinking of one of the criteria for a Keyblade wielder to be considered worthy of being a Dandelion in Ava's eyes, and that was being resistant to the darkness. So what if his insistence to not use his darkness is because of his time as being a Dandelion? Those are the things I wanted to cover. I'll be leaving a link to a theory video that got me thinking of this, so you can check it out there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more videos, because there's way more like this to come.